Hello to all. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to practice. I feel truly honored to share this practice with you all and to see so many of you present, because it fills me with hope, with joy to know that so many of us feel so inspired to connect with compassion. So I'll begin by speaking a little about the practice, and then we'll delve into the practice. Of course, this is your practice, although we're practicing together. So if at any moment something doesn't resonate, you can stop listening to me and follow your own guidance at any time. So we'll begin by closing our eyes, if that feels comfortable, or keeping a soft gaze towards the ground. And we'll bring the awareness to the breath. And simply observe your breath without judgment. Simply allow your awareness to rest on your breath. And you'll notice that naturally the breath begins to deepen. And if you feel inspired to, you can take a deep inhale through your nose and a full exhale through your mouth. And we'll take a couple more of those because it feels so good to breathe deeply, and we often don't do it very much throughout the day. So in your own time, breathe in, fill up your lungs. And breathe out, relax your chest, relax your face. And one more just like that, breathing in fully. And breathing out. And in your own time, open your eyes again. Welcome everyone who just joined. I'm so happy to be here with you all, and so grateful for your presence. So I want to share a quote which will, I think, remind us of why we're here. It's a quote by Gautama Buddha, the first known Buddha, because it is said that there were many before him. And it says simply, our sorrows and wounds are healed only when we touch them with compassion. So the theme of our practice today is getting in touch with compassion. And for some of us, this theme, compassion, might be a little bit elusive. Like, what is compassion? What is it really? How do we practice compassion? And so I'll be sharing a meditation method known as Tonglen, which is a Tibetan Buddhist practice. And there are many methods of this same meditation. So I'll be sharing one that was taught to me by one of my teachers. And you're very welcome to adapt it as you feel that it works for you. So compassion is requiring for us to get in touch with suffering, our own suffering, others' suffering. And this can seem a little bit counterintuitive because we spend most of our time avoiding suffering, right? Especially in our modern world. When we hear suffering, we're like, oh, I don't want any of that. I have enough of that. I'll keep your own. I'll have mine. But compassion is actually opening ourselves up to feel suffering, not so we can hold on to it and make it ours forever, but so we can let it come through us. And through the alchemy of our heart, we breathe in this pain, this discomfort. Sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's anger, Sometimes it's anxiety, and we allow it to come through. And in the heart, this alchemization process happens where we can transform it, because ultimately it's simply energy. And with intention, we can transform it into something different, into space, into peace, into love. And that's the magic of the heart. So you may discover that when we start the practice, there may be a little bit of resistance, again, because like I said, we tend to shy away from suffering. But according to spiritual teaching, suffering is essential on our spiritual path, meaning our life, because a broken heart is an awakened heart. So instead of looking away when we feel pain or we see pain, instead of turning away, we actually look at it and we be with it and we hold it. So we'll begin by getting in touch with our own pain, with our own suffering. And you might think in this moment, actually, everything's good, and it may be so. But often, not so long ago, we may have experienced suffering. Suffering is very much a part of the human experience. As much as we don't like it, it is part of our reality as human beings. So if nothing comes up in the moment, perhaps we can connect with a story, a personal story from not so long ago. And then what we do is we get in touch with that and we allow ourselves to breathe it in, as it were. So imagining that we're breathing in this, sometimes it's referred to as a hot air or a dense air, or almost as if it had a texture. And we're breathing it in, not moving away from it, but really welcoming it in. And when we exhale, we visualize that we're exhaling cool air, spaciousness, light, love. And so the idea again is not that we stick to this, but we actually allow it to pass through us. And this is a practice I truly love, and this is why I'm sharing it today. And sometimes it takes a little bit to get into it, to feel like we connect with the practice. So above all, please practice compassion with yourself, as that is how we begin to practice compassion. And know that you can't do it wrong. So whatever thoughts arise, whatever emotions arise, you can't fail at this. You're here and that's already enough. And your intention to connect with compassion is enough. So we'll start by bringing our hands together in a prayer. If this doesn't feel true to you, you're welcome to take any other hand gesture or keep your hands on your lap. And together we connect with our intention. So our collective intention today is for this practice to be for the highest benefit of all sentient beings. May this practice benefit all sentient beings. May this practice be for the highest benefit of all sentient beings. Gently release your hands on your lap in any position that feels comfortable. Lengthen your spine. And rest your eyes closed if that feels safe, or you can keep a soft gaze towards the ground. If you need to take any movements in your body to find a comfortable seat, you can. And now take a deep breath in. And slowly release the breath. Bring your awareness to your face. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Relax your forehead. Relax your cheeks. Soften your jaw. Inhaling slowly and deeply. And exhaling, releasing any tension from the day. Allow your awareness to move down through your throat, shoulders, your chest, your belly, down to your hips, into your glutes, your thighs, knees, calves, all the way down into your feet and out to your fingertips. Feel your body resting where you are, and allow whatever is present for you in this moment to be as it is. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And release the breath. Whatever emotions are present, whatever thoughts arise, let everything be welcome. And so we'll begin by visualizing ourselves as we are in this moment. As if you could look at yourself sitting in front of yourself. And become aware of any present discomfort. If nothing arises in this moment, perhaps considering a past situation where you found yourself feeling full or reactive. Perhaps a situation of conflict with another person, or the worry that something will happen that you are not able to handle. So just for a moment, we get in touch with the story. Not so we can hold on to it, but so we can recognize and really allow ourselves to feel what pain, what discomfort feels like as a visceral experience. And through this practice, as we recognize our own suffering, we recognize that emotions and feelings are universal. And we turn our suffering into the suffering. And there is great healing in that. So as you breathe in, visualize that you're breathing this dense air filled with this discomfort, perhaps fear or grief. Let it go into your heart, and as you exhale, visualize that what you're exhaling is pure, fresh air. Allowing your heart to alchemize any pain. And we'll continue to breathe in this way, asking, what is my suffering asking from me? What does it need from me? And as you breathe in, visualizing this almost granulous air filled with this stuff on the physical plane, the emotional plane, and connecting through the ethereal plane in the heart space. And again, as you exhale, visualizing that this breath has been alchemized and become fresh, pure, light, love. And if you could look at your own face, imagine that any expression of pain softly dissolves into an expression of relief, of peace, perhaps even maybe a smile. And one more time, keeping the awareness on the heart as you breathe in, visualizing that you're inhaling any of that remainder, sticky stuff that causes discomfort. And as we release it, visualizing this clear breath, opening yourself to experience the space around and within the suffering. And whatever you identified as the main emotion in this particular experience, now considering all those who may suffer in a similar way, perhaps who experience fear, loss, anxiety, and knowing that you are not alone in your experience. There is nothing wrong with you. And as you breathe in, visualizing that you're now breathing in not only your discomfort, but actually breathing for all. And as you exhale, alchemizing this energy into pure love, pure light, pure compassion. And now gently letting go of your image of yourself. And now inviting into your awareness a person you love dearly, whose suffering you can perceive. Someone for whom you feel it's easy to have compassion. Someone close to your heart. And as you invite them into your awareness, know that you can send healing energy to them through this practice. Allow yourself to see them. Know that they are not their suffering. And as you breathe in, visualize that you are now breathing in their pain. And as you breathe out, you are breathing out healing energy, loving kindness, not trying to fix them, not trying to resolve their situation, simply sending them love. And if you find this challenging in a way, then also remember to be compassionate with yourself as we continue the practice. Breathing in, inhaling this perhaps warm air, thick or dense, or perhaps dark air. And exhaling this light air, trusting in the infinite power of the spiritual heart, becoming a vessel through which love travels. So it's not you doing this, you are the vessel for this alchemization process. And if you picture this person in front of you, perhaps visualizing how a previously painful expression on their face softens and dissolves into now a relaxed facial expression as they sense a relief from their situation for a moment. And perhaps even a faint smile appears on their face. Lama Chodron, another Buddhist monk, says, compassion is not a relationship between the healer and the wounded. It's a relationship between equals. Only when we know our own darkness well can we be present with the darkness of others. Compassion becomes real when we recognize our shared humanity. So whoever you had in your heart and your mind, not feeling pity for them, but rather seeing them beyond their suffering as the infinite being they are, just as you are. Breathing in and breathing out, softly letting go of this person, trusting that they will receive in some form or another this healing energy cultivated in your heart today. And now you can either invite into your awareness another person that you love, or if it feels okay for you to do this today, invite into your awareness someone for whom it's not so easy to feel compassion for you at this time. Perhaps someone you feel you don't understand and they don't understand you. Whoever has come to heart, to mind, you may visualize them sitting in front of you. If you've chosen to stay with someone who you love, know that this is also a powerful practice. If you've chosen to connect with the suffering of someone you don't feel so connected to, know that there may be some discomfort with this practice, but trust in the power of this ancient compassion practice. And so whoever is in your awareness, consider their suffering. How is it to see the world through their eyes? How is it to live life in their shoes? And you recognize that perhaps their suffering is not so different to yours, that they too experience fear, grief, anger. And so on your next inhale, visualize that rather than turning away, you're leaning into their pain, not to make it yours, but to allow yourself to recognize the humanity in them. And as you exhale, allow this breath to be spacious, light, filled with kindness. And as you breathe in, taking in, not into your personal heart, but into the spiritual heart, Hridaya, this space within each one of us that connects us to the totality. And from this space, exhaling and finding space around and within this suffering. Not holding on to the story of what they did to you or what you did to them, but simply recognizing that this human too deserves compassion, just as you deserve compassion, just as all beings deserve compassion. Breathing in deeply, inviting this gritty air that may feel still dense on the inhale. And as you exhale, visualize this dense air dissolving and transforming into this kindness that is our true nature. And if you visualize them in front of you, perhaps you also observe a release of tension on their face. Perhaps they seem at peace now. Maybe even a smile might begin to draw on their face. And now considering all 37 people on this call, and imagining that as we breathe in 38, 39 with Martina's mom and Sarah's unborn baby, and as we breathe in, imagining that we take in the pain of all of us, all our pain, all our grief, all our sorrows. And as we breathe out, we exhale kindness, we exhale love, we exhale patience, we exhale compassion, that which we all need. And we'll repeat this a few more times, breathing in. And as we breathe out, sensing the space around the stories, the life experiences, and knowing that we are not our suffering. We are not the stories. We are pure presence. Pure love. Pure bliss. And it is our forgetfulness that gets in the way. One more time, we'll breathe in for the group. And together we send love to all the souls on this practice at this time, anyone watching the recording. We'll now extend our breath to go beyond the group, beyond any particular groups, to all human beings first, knowing that the personal self isn't capable of taking all of the suffering in, but the infinite self can. And the heart is like a doorway to that infinite part of you. So as we breathe in, visualizing that all the suffering comes in and through us effortlessly, alchemizing into kindness, compassion, love, peace. Breathing in for all those who will experience suffering at this very moment, inclusive of age, nationality, religious beliefs, or anything else. And together we send them infinite love, infinite joy, infinite bliss. Extending our prayer now not only to humans, but to all sentient beings, from the insects to the sea creatures, the sky creatures, the birds, the mammals, the reptiles, even the mosquitoes, sending all our love, inhaling any suffering. And open your mouth, exhale. Sending light, sending love. And we'll finish with a brief metta prayer. May we recognize the same heart space in all beings. Because we are all share the same source, we are all connected. Trust that this practice has affected the ocean we all swim in. These words are by Tibetan Buddhist monk Lama Tsomo. May those to whom we've offered our compassion today be safe and free, protected from inner and outer harm. May they be happy and experience ease and well-being. May all people also be safe, free, and protected from inner and outer harm. May they be happy and experience ease of well-being. And we'll bring our hands to heart center in a prayer once again. Letting go now of the particular faces to whom you've offered this healing prayer to, resting in loving awareness. And reminding ourselves that for there to be peace in the world, there must be peace within nations. For there to be peace within nations, there must be peace within neighborhoods, within communities. For there to be peace within neighborhoods and communities, there must be peace in the home. And for there to be peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart. Breathing in for yourself and for all once again. And breathing out. Please know that the practice we did today together does have some impact on a bigger level, an invisible level perhaps, but it is powerful and helpful. Thank you all so much for your presence, for practicing together today. The light in me sees and recognizes the light in all of you. Namaste.